My name is Stefan Brigati, and I've been investigating the paranormal for over 30 years. Come along with me and my team as we take a journey into the unknown. This is My Darkest Hour.
Hello there, everybody, and welcome to another edition of My Darkest Hour. I am your host, Stefan Brigati. So great to see you guys. Well, I'm actually not seeing you guys, but you guys can see me. So it's kind of a one-way thing, but I'm just glad you're out there. Got a great show this week. A lot of things happening. I did the release for the Paracon coming up in Ventura, which join us once again. This is our fifth Paracon, so it must be working out pretty good. Patti and I, we always have a lot of fun putting this stuff on, so I'll put a link in the comments for you guys to go to the Pacific Coast Paracon coming up. Anyway, hey, moving along, here's a guest that I'd really like to have on and have you guys get to know her. A great person, has very special abilities. I like to bring on different types of psychics and mediums because, none of them are the same. I'm not the same. They're not the same. We're all totally different beings and we do different things. So it's cool. So I really want to get you guys to check out her style and what she's all about and learn a little bit more. So I don't want to waste too much time on this. So I want to make sure I'm still recording. I got this new setup on this program and it's kind of doing its own automated thing. So we're in control of the machine. Anyway, I want to bring on my guest, Lisa Landziak. Yes, figured that name out the other day, and I'm like, I believe I got it right this time. So let's go ahead and bring her on the show and spend some time with Lisa. All right, here we go.
Hello, everybody.
Hello,
hi, Stefan. How are you?
I am fantastic. Great to see you, and thank you for coming on the show. Spending this
Thank
awesome
you
night.
for having me.
And I think I introduced you a little bit to Abby, who's my co-host on the show, and anybody who follows me on the university as well knows that she's always in my classes. She's got to hold it down for me, so she's happy to have you here as well. All right, so talking about psychic abilities and all that stuff, or just anybody who's been on my show that is in part of the paranormal, world, so to speak. It's a weird thing to say paranormal nowadays, because it used to be paranormal because it's by the normal, but it's not by the normal. It is normal.
No.
I live it every single day. Maybe I'm paranormal, but whatever. I think we're all that, and it's just part of our natural world. And now that we just have so much of it going on, it's like, here we go, let's just go. So that's my thing. I want to ask them, all my guests have been on the show, about their past, because everybody might start at a certain age, and a lot of our listeners out there are going through the same things. They're trying to find out their abilities and find out what's going on with them. I have a lot of feedback from people on the show, and everybody has kind of the same story, but different. So if you could please tell us the beginning of how you started developing your senses and what direction you were going with all of this.
Actually, my abilities actually started at a very, very young age, about approximately 2.5, 3. My dad, he actually worked as an astrologer and also was in the occult. So he actually was able to see, and he didn't question what I was seeing. So it was nice to be able to be open when I was able to see a spirit or hear or smell something that I should not be able to know or smell. So it started at a very young age.
This is about 4 or 5, or about how old?
I would say that I started speaking to spirits about 3 years old. I actually had an invisible friend that she used to always be with me.
Tell us about your invisible friend. That's cool.
She was just always tell me when something bad was going to happen or even good things. She would warn me or give me information prior to it happening. It used to be kind of weird. I would tell my dad, "Oh, that this is going to happen," and like a week later, what I had said actually happened. And that's how it started. Just she was giving me information, then it just started coming to me naturally after a while.
Cool. Like at nighttime or when you're alone or just anytime, even when your family's around?
Anytime. It was actually very strong. It would, for me, between morning and night, I was so intuitive as a child that I was able to pick up on certain things in certain situations. With my dad having his own occult shop, I was able to actually do readings for some of his customers because I used to think it was just fun. I was thinking I was just playing with cards, but I was really actually doing readings and
Cool.
giving advice. So it's been a long road, but I've learned how that it's not a curse because when you're younger, you think it's a curse. You're seeing these things, you're not able to explain it. And once you learn that you can learn to protect yourself and control it, the fear goes away and it's not a curse.
Yeah. A lot of people, it's one of those things that you don't understand, and I get it. When I was young, I never thought it was weird. And I tell the story all the time about the Indians coming out of our basement and walking up the stairs into my sister's room, through the closet and to wherever from that point. But, I thought everybody just it was just a thing because I never felt scared, because when something's scary, your first reaction is, something's up. But when something's just peaceful and vibing on the same level, you're just like, oh, hey, what's up? Going up, she's not there right now. Have fun, clean up on the way out. But, I never thought that was weird until when I was older and something negative kind of happened. I'm like, oh, okay, you know. So, and that's really cool that you had parents that were already involved in this. You said your dad had a metaphysical store or
He
magic
had an
shop.
occult store. Yes, he had an occult store, and my mom also is a psychic medium. Also, so I kind of just got it from both sides, my mom and my dad's side, just in one.
That's cool. One of my earliest memories, my mom was part of the whole '70s spiritual movement, and everybody was doing all these things, and growing up in a Wiccan household and stuff, I was able to see a lot of this stuff happening. And one of my favorite trips was we'd go down to uh, the magic shop that her friends owned. And that's where I got my first deck of cards. The little tiny itty bitty rider deck. The
Yes, I remember those.
still have it. I must have been like 5 years old. I just love that thing, But it was so cool to see all the different types of magic and all the candles and everything. I was pretty young, so I didn't understand it, but I just had a connection with all that stuff. Were you the same way with your dad's shop?
Yes, I was. I was always drawn to that, but I was also drawn to other things like antique dolls, like the doll you have. My grandma used to have a bunch of those, and I used to always have one that was my favorite. But it was just always interesting and intriguing. The one thing I could not pick up was the astrology part. He was such a whiz at it, but everything else just came easy. He would teach me different things and how to say things and how to do things. So it was interesting.
That's cool. I try to get into some of that stuff, doing the charts and stuff, but there's just so much to it. It's like, and I hate doing math and stuff, so it wasn't my destiny. It's like, what? I gotta calculate what to get to the moon. What are you talking about?
Exactly. I can't get it either. The only
No, I'm
thing that
like,
I can
hey,
actually
I
do
got
is the
cards.
numerology. Numerology
Yeah,
for me is a breeze, but astrology was
but
not my cup of tea.
charting. No way. You got to be like a scientist to do that. I think my brain just doesn't have the patience for it. Maybe I don't know. If it did, I would be doing it, but I don't. So
I know it is intriguing and interesting. I just can't get there. I don't think I have the patience to sit there for that many hours and calculate everything.
yeah, that would get on my nerves. Uh, and what about your mom? What was the support you got from your mom? Tell us about your mom.
I don't know too much about her, but She's actually been on the road. She's also written a book about being abducted. She was abducted by aliens at a very young age. She was approximately about 18, 19, and this was after I was born when she was abducted. So she
Wow.
actually went out on her own, and she had many
What did she
experiences
say
with
about that?
aliens. I'm sorry.
What was her descriptions of what they looked like, and what? Can you tell us what happened?
They were like, she said they were like grayish, shadowy kind
Great.
of,
Okay.
yeah, the grays. And she went into some details about how they were doing tests on her. I didn't really like, it kind of freaked me out being young and hearing about that. It was kind of like, whoa. But now I
Yeah.
look at it and I'm like, oh, it's interesting. And it's like, I wish I would have listened a little bit more to what her experiences.
Yeah, but as a kid, hearing about this stuff, aliens are monsters, basically. So when you hear about the Greys, they're doing this to me, you're like, oh my God, there's Greys under my bed or in my closet. I don't,
You don't want to go camping.
no, no. Like, what? Maybe you're gonna abduct me. I don't want to play with these things. But
No, I didn't want to play
did,
there.
did they keep coming back to her, or they just did a couple of things on her, then moved on? Because I know I've done a lot of cases in the paranormal world, and the alien cases, they would do things to them and tell them they're going to do this and come back at certain points of their lives. So I was wondering if that happens with your mom.
She has a 4-book series. She's had more than one encounter. They've come to her on numerous occasions. From the last time I spoke with her, she lived in Oregon when it happened several times, and now she's in Arizona where I believe it happened again.
Well, Arizona for sure. Like that place is crazy for alien activity. Ships everywhere. Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
vortex of Nona, so it's like a catalyst for everything. That's pretty wild. Pretty wild.
I've had an experience here in Nevada because I'm not far from Area 51, and literally
Okay.
we've caught lights out here at night. Like 3 o'clock in the morning, you'll see these different strobe light kind of thingies, and they change and shift uh, appearances, shift shapes. Kind of. It's been weird lately in the sky.
Huh. I don't know what they're doing over there. But then that's the key point of Area 51. We don't know really what they're doing over there. They can be doing anything.
No, we don't.
It's like, okay, what are they up to? It's like, we don't know. How do we know? But I've been to Area 51. I mean, I haven't been to Area 51, but I've been like, outside the gate where those guys in the Nissan trucks are just sitting there on the hill. Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah, watching you.
Yeah, because there's no gates and stuff really. There's just like a
Mm-mm.
little fence thing and a couple of orange markers and a sign that says "Do not pass this line." And they just wait
Exactly.
for you to dare to pass the orange line. It's like, no.
They have trucks in black trucks with the windows dark. They watch you when you pass
Yeah,
by.
yeah. And the road, they have that grater that chops up the road, so it's super fine powder. So if you drive
Oh
on it, it
yeah,
takes a cloud all the way down there. It's crazy. It just blows.
it
If you're heading
is.
that way, they can see you miles away coming from the cloud of the smoke and stuff. That's crazy.
You cannot sneak in there.
I wouldn't even try because you never know. What if they keep you or something? I saw Independence Day. I know what's up. So,
I have too.
so tell us about you starting understanding your abilities and moving forward, and like what were the first things you were talking about cards and stuff, but like what were the things that you're really trying to get into and to develop your psychic ability?
Well, when I actually left home, I kind of actually put that dormant for a little bit because life happens. But then I had this weird spiritual awakening where everything just seemed to magnify times 10. I'm like, holy moly. It's like I was starting to have visions left and right of people that I had not met yet. I was smelling things like, and it turned out it was my grandmother. It's like all my clairs were just amplified. and it was just trying to control it. I thought I was going crazy for a minute because everything was just like so heightened. And thank goodness we have a mutual friend, Patti, who helped me helped me learn to what I can do to control that and protect myself.
Cool. And how long have you been working with Patti with all that stuff?
Actually, since 2019 is when I met her, and then we had COVID hit, and then we would do seances together online because we couldn't do that distant. You know, we had to stay indoors, so it was pretty fun, and we got to learn, get to know each other through the seances. And then when she opened the school, University Magica, that I was like, I'll join, no problem, because a lot of great lessons, a lot of different classes that you can actually learn and tap into certain things. If you're not sure if you have it, you can tap in and find out. Learn to use your intuition. Like with you, when I went to your classes, I learned how to use equipment when I go on tours. So I was like, oh, I'll rent the equipment because I know how to use it now. Stefan showed me, so it was awesome.
Cool. Yeah, I love teaching at the university. It's a great thing. We got some new stuff happening too, coming up that I'm pretty excited for. That we're going to start in February, so keep posted for that as well. You mentioned grandma's perfume and stuff. Like, what was grandma trying to relay a message to you, or just letting you know, hey, you're doing good. Your light bulb is shining bright.
I had actually, I've had all my grandmas come through. I used to actually before. My other great grand, she was like my favorite person in the world, and she was also psychic. She would come to me, and she would come like a full apparition, and she would just tell me like, "You're doing good. It's going to be okay." Like when certain times. And recently in December, I just had like a family. Everyone in my family seemed to be coming to me like, "Hey, everything's coming into everything's coming for you, you know?" And I was like, whoa, I was just overwhelmed. I had grandma, great grandma, my son. It was amazing that they came through and was telling me, yes, keep on this path because everything's going to come through.
Yeah. I let you know that, hey, you've got the communication working, so keep it up because now you can experience more of the universe happening around you. That's awesome. I love when they come and give us some tippers, hey, try this, sure. Why not?
I know they're just telling me be strong because I'm an overthinker sometimes and I overthink things. So they're just like, no, just take it easy, breathe, and just don't overthink.
Exactly the way I am. I start panicking and stuff, and all of a sudden here, like, just relax, just mellow out. But everything's gonna be okay. It always is. So just chill. It's like, I think they just get tired of me complaining about stuff. Huh.
I know. I think sometimes my ancestors are like this.
Yeah. Like, why are they worrying about that? Come on. So that's awesome. So are you doing a lot of readings for other people? Are you learning some of that stuff on the university as well? Like you taking the classes?
I do still continue taking classes. I also attend some of the live seances that Patti has in class, when she does live. I do the vampire courses through Father Sebastiaan because I'm going to the vampire ball this year here in Vegas. Right. Yes, I can't wait. I'm so excited. That's where I met you last year.
At the vampire ball in Vegas?
Yep.
That was fun. We have one coming up here in a few weeks in LA.
In LA.
Yep. That's how we do it. Always
but
fun.
Yes, always. I do have clients that usually reach me through Facebook or Instagram, and we do readings that way. I used to do events here in Vegas. I recently stopped for a little bit, but I also was in a holistic shop doing readings for a while also. So it's been really fun because I've been learning new things about myself, how my hand receives energy. I did one reading for a client, and she wasn't aware that there was Indian sacred ground near her daughter's friend's house. And I was like, is he near an Indian tribal burial sacred ground? And she's like, no, I don't think so. I said, but I'm still seeing my hand was shaking uncontrollably, which I didn't even know because I kept seeing bones and graves. And she's like, no. And then she finally went to go and ask her daughter, and her daughter said yes, that he lived like 30 minutes away from an Indian burial ground
So
with his
walking,
dad. Yeah, exactly. So we finally figured out why he was feeling drained so much. So it was awesome that we were able to confirm that and show him how to use protection so he wouldn't be drained because the energies were just drawn to him. He would always wake up so tired.
huh? So they're probably feeding off his energy, of course.
They were, yes, because he was a sensitive too.
Yeah, it's easier to make the connection that way. So you
Yes,
protect
most
yourself
definitely.
out there. Got to be careful because you never know. You never
You
know.
never know.
Yeah. So, do your parents still own that magic shop and stuff, or no?
My dad actually retired a few years ago.
Oh, okay,
He
cool.
had moved from Sacramento. He had moved to Texas to run his the occult shop, but then he retired and moved back to California. But my mom, I believe, still practices.
Yeah. Do you ever do any stuff with
Yes.
her? Do you still do stuff with her, or no?
No, we don't. We
Huh.
lost contact because she's off the radar. She ever since some other paranormal things that have events that had happened. She's like she doesn't even go on Facebook. She's
Oh, wow.
no. She's one of those off grid people.
They're out there. Sometimes I think it would be nice, right? Just to be able to just relax and just have your own space and your own mindset. It's like, wow. The world is just so much sometimes.
Chaotic right now.
Yeah, it's like, what? I don't have time. I don't even want to turn the TV on anymore or listen to the radio. It's just like, you know what? I need my space, my peace of mind.
Oh yeah, I don't watch the news anymore. I stopped for a little bit because the news was just so depressing. So much
I was
chaos. It's overwhelming.
I was trying to keep up, but it's so much was happening. Like every 3 days, it was something new, and it was just like really to the point where you know what? I'm done with this. I'm just I can't do anything about it. I need my space. I can't be thinking about all this stuff all the time. It's just too much. And
Yeah, it's hard.
I think with having abilities and stuff, you're just picking up on all those vibrations. You're out in the world and you're passing by people and you start picking up on all their stress. All this energy just flying at you. You're like, whoa, what's going on? You're like, don't go to Walmart. It's just chaos over there. Everyone's just freaking out about stuff. It's like, my gosh.
Yeah, it's hard. The last time I went to the Vegas Strip, I was just walking. All of a sudden, because I'm super empathic, I started feeling like I was drunk. My son was like, "Are you good? You didn't drink. Are you good?" I'm like, "I don't know. I feel like I've been drinking." The energy is just so strong.
Yeah. And you come home from the outside world and you just sit down, you can't even move. You're just drained. Like, yeah, I'm done. This is it for me tonight.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna sit right here.
Hello?
Hello? Anybody home?
For some reason, audio, I can't hear you.
Yeah, everything's just hiccuped on you and I can't hear anything. Hello?
Let me see if I. Let me see. 1 second. Let me try to. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, for some reason my earbuds went out, and so I'm not able to hear you as well.
Do you want to try logging out and logging back in?
I can hear you a little bit, so I'm just going to go ahead and just really listen.
Okay, we'll get real close. So it's cool. I'm glad you go to the university and you're a part of all that. You know, we've had the university for a long time, and it's taken a while for people to really understand what we're trying to do with it all. So that's cool. I get to see you in the classes learning about the paranormal stuff as well. You know,
Yeah,
because
it's awesome going to the classes because you have like-minded people, and sometimes it's actually really nice to see there's other people out there that have that similar abilities, and it's nice to be able to have someone else you can share those with.
absolutely. And I think that's one of the things I like about the university. We come together and we all gather there. Everybody comes there because they're looking for something, some answers for something, and they find this whole world of things that are happening with the university, and they could just pick and choose whatever path they want to go on. So that's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So when you come in contact with spirits and stuff, like how do they approach you? Because everyone's got a different thing that happens. Some people see them, like I can see them like they're regular people. So it's like, hey, what the hell are you doing here? And then some people get images or vibrations. Like what do you see?
Sometimes I can pick up on an energy. Sometimes it's a vision. Sometimes it's just a taste, like medicine or something, depending on how a person has passed. It's all how that person wants to come through, that spirit wants to come through. I'm able to actually pick it up through taste or smell, vision, or just the knowing something pops in my head. So I think I've been lucky with that. So I can actually pick up on those different ways. I even speak Spanish. Sometimes I'll get a Spanish speaking person, and luckily the clients are like, oh, can you speak Spanish? Because they don't speak English. So it's really nice to be able to speak to them in another language too.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Sometimes if you just think about it to them, like in whatever language it is, think about it, they'll somehow it translates sometimes for some reason. I've been over to done stuff over in Europe and stuff, and I'm expecting them to hear different languages, and all of a sudden they're coming out and speaking English. I was like, okay, I don't know. It's a spiritual business language, so they all know a little bit of English, I guess. So I don't know. So tell us about, like, you do all these readings and stuff. You had experiences through your life. Tell us about one of your most favorite experiences as a psychic medium.
One of my favorite, oh goodness, one of my favorite. One of my favorites is I like when my clients come back and tell me, oh, that reading that you gave me and we were talking, everything came out exactly how you said, and they feel so happy, and you can feel their content when they're sitting there sending you that message because they're so happy. But also I've had actually an experience once with my son. We were driving down a road, and it was dark, and all of a sudden I see this apparition of a woman, and I'm like, oh. And my son's sitting next to me, and he's like, did you see that? I'm like, wait, what did you see? He goes, you seen it too? I'm like, well, we'll find out here. Let's see what you seen. And we both seen this woman in old period clothes just walking down this deserted road. It was so, I don't know, it seemed like a residual energy, but still to have somebody else with me at that time seeing something like that was pretty cool. Because I was able to, experience it with someone else.
Did you guys go back and see if she needed a ride?
We did go back, and there was nothing there.
Okay. The energy probably shifted and she went away.
So that's why I was thinking, oh, maybe it's residual.
Could be. Or maybe she got to the whatever point she needed to be at, and then, you're done for the day or whatever. So you're with your son when you're experiencing this. So
yeah.
You were talking in the beginning about your mom. Your dad's got his store. You had a grandma that you said, I think it was a grandma or great grandma that you said had abilities as well.
Yes, actually, so almost all the people on my mom's side of the family, because even my grandfather was able to have visions that came true. Okay. So they were from Ireland. and
Really?
they actually they migrated from Ireland to New York, and they actually served in World War I and II.
Oh,
But
wow.
yes, but they actually were pretty gifted, and I just learned this from ancestry.com because I had no idea like that much information. And I went back a little bit in history and spoke to one of my aunts, and they were like, "Oh yes, there was a lot of that on this side of the family."
Wow. See, that's cool. But I was going back to you got a lineage of psychics in your family, and I hear that a lot. My mother, obviously, who got me into all this stuff, was psychic. My grandmother, you know, they used to always tell me stories about her, about how she had she was born with a thing called a veil over her face, like a thin piece of skin or something, and it makes people psychic. I don't know. It was some weird story they would tell me about my grandma and why she's psychic. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool, but crazy, freaky at the same time. So I don't know. But it's almost inherited. So it's not obviously not some random ability that just happens. It's like, no, we're all born with these abilities, and some have the energy is already lined up. It's stronger. Some people have to, they get in a car accident or something traumatic happens and it turns on that light bulb, and everyone's like, oh, wait a second, I'm experiencing this now. So it's
Yeah,
really cool to have a lineage in your family. That way, even as growing up as a kid, and your parents don't have that ability, and you're just like, hey, I'm experiencing this. I'm seeing that. My friend over here, and they're just like, oh boy, thinking that it's scary. And I get it. Number one, it's scary to them, and the second part is maybe they think something's going on with you, the kid. Uh, but it's good to have that reassurance early in life because I think that helps blossom that, make it your energy and your abilities to grow because they should be growing, right?
yes, yes, definitely. Um, yeah, it was nice to actually have family that actually understood what I was going through. I think that's a thing that some kids don't have that. So, and it's hard for children to actually deal with that growing up when they don't have parents that believe them. And I think it can be hard on a child, and then they second guess their their ability, their gifts that they were given.
Yeah. Then they start thinking something's wrong with them. What's wrong with me? Why do I keep seeing this little kid coming into my room? My dad said it's not there. So why is it there?
Yeah, nowadays they just want to give kids medication. Oh, here you
Yeah.
go. But
Take
it's
some of
not.
this and go to bed. Yeah. It's That's the sad part. We shouldn't be trying to stifle these abilities. We should try to enhance them or understand them. It helps the parents, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. It does.
All right. So, what things do you have that you want to move forward for you? Like what's the next big thing for Lisa?
My next big thing, I'm hoping sometime this year, because I would love to open my own little holistic shop and do readings out of my own little shop. So that's what I'm trying to work forward towards. So that way people can actually come into the shop and have readings. So that's what I'm working on right now. I'm manifesting it.
That's the way you do it. You can't do it unless you have a plan. So manifest away. That's awesome. And,
Yes.
and in Las Vegas too. What a great place for that.
Yeah, it is.
So how long you been living in Vegas now?
I love it. I love it. It's kind of nice to be out of California. I mean, I like the weather there, but here it just feels ru- peaceful here for me, at least.
Okay,
Just
cool.
calm, peaceful. I'm able to have, that space, and it's not here in Vegas. It is different because when you walk around in Sacramento or other parts of California and you tell them that you do readings or you're psychic, they shut down automatically. But here, somebody will come up to me and be like, "Oh," and they'll start talking to me out of nowhere, and they'll ask me, "Oh, what do you do?" And then I'll tell them what I do, and they're like, "Oh, can I have your card?" And so it's here. They're more of accepting of it. I
Oh,
feel.
sure. I'm sure everybody over there is like they're doing different things. Their minds are wide open. I'm sure that's part of the whole thing. Like you said, like out here in those areas, they'll shy away from it. Like, oh my God, I gotta, this is scary stuff. Run away. But you get those like few underground people that like want your number and hang out here. But over there in Vegas, it's more of a, it's a bigger thing. More people talking, more people sharing the information, more people looking just to get a reading. Maybe they want to go gambling or they want to know what the next big step is. They might bring you into that.
That's funny you should mention gambling. My dad used to ask me to pick a horse for him when I was little. He's like,
Yeah?
Lisa, which horse should I pick?
Did you help him with that? You're all, this one, Dad, this one.
Yeah, he won a couple of times.
Oh, that's funny. Well, then he has to give you a percentage of it if you're giving him the information, right?
Huh?
He has to give you a percentage of the winnings if he's winning with your advice, right?
Well, no, he didn't. I think that's why I stopped giving him the right answer.
Well, that's because of me. I gave you the right answer. Well, that's fine. That's funny. So what about doing, you doing a blog or anything? You putting stuff up there for people to follow? What, like about a website?
I have Facebook and Instagram. I don't have a blog. I know I probably should have one. That's a good idea. I might have to do that. But I do. It's easy to find me on Instagram, L Landziak, or Lisa Landziak, and I will pop up. And I do accept new clients currently. And if you are from this show and you want a reading, I'll give you 20% off.
You have to mention the show, right?
Yes. You have to mention the show.
That's awesome. That's a good deal. Everyone should go sign up. And how would they find you on Facebook? Same thing?
Yes, Lisa Landziak.
Lisa Landziak on Facebook and on Instagram. Make sure you check her out and sign up, get a reading, especially if you are in the Las Vegas area. She's going to be open for business, so make sure you hit her up. So you're going to dress up this year for the Vampire Ball?
Yes, I already have my dress. I'm all excited. I'm actually going to be going to the seance, too, that Patty's having. And the tea party.
Oh, the high tea? Yeah, that's always fun. We do that out here, not that far from Sebastian's house. It's a pretty cool place we go to. Yeah. I like it. Different flavors and stuff, different understanding of the tea. Lots of snacks. I like snacks, so that works out.
Yeah, I haven't been to it yet, so this is going to be my first year actually attending all the events that are going to be here.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
I'll be at a couple of them because I'm coming in from LA, so I'll be at a few things and then I got to head back out. But always
it'll be great to see everybody.
Yeah. Have you come to the one in LA? Have you been out here?
I want to. I would like to, but I'm still trying to manifest a room. I'm manifesting my room.
Right on.
But yeah, I'm excited for the one here in Vegas. I'm definitely excited. Last year was pretty fun.
Did you go to the hotel we were at?
Huh?
The first night? Did you go to the hotel that we were at the first night?
No, I didn't. I stayed. I just took a Lyft to all the events for the Vampire Ball out here.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to drive, so I took Lyft.
Don't drive in Vegas. It's not worth it. Everything's so close. I mean, yeah. Lyft or Uber will get you there. Well, we had a good time. We had a big pool party outside at the hotel, which was pretty cool. Bunch of vampires hanging out in the sun at the pool. But it wasn't really sunny. It was overcast, so it was kind of nice.
Yeah, it was a little bit overcast.
At least it didn't rain on us, so that's cool. Or did it rain? I can't remember. That was so long ago. That was so last year. But this year will be good.
Yeah, it will.
Got some music happening. It's going to be exciting. Got some new clothes I'm going to deck out in. It's going to be
Are you going to be performing at the Vampire Ball this year?
I am not performing at the Vampire Ball. I'll probably be doing a ritual with Sebastiaan because I always have to do that.
Okay.
Because I'm one of those guys. But it's so much fun, and the performers that we get are great to watch, and learn little tricks and stuff. And me being a musician, I'm always looking for cool things to do on stage. Like, oh, that looks pretty interesting. Not that I'm really hanging from any of those things from the ceiling or anything, but just the entertainment. I really enjoy it. It just brings a good vibe to everything.
Yeah.
Have you got your fangs made yet?
No, I haven't yet. I haven't found a dentist out here yet, so I can get those measured.
You don't go to a dentist. You go to Father Sebastiaan.
Oh, I know, but he wanted us to go to see how wide our teeth is or something, so he can get a good reading on how. I don't know. He said we had to see the dentist, so he can get an idea.
I didn't see the dentist. He just goes, "What are you doing right now?" Nothing. All right, let me get your fangs. It's like, okay, but
I will one day.
It's cool. They're always fun. Yeah. So when you get your website set up, you start doing that stuff. Make sure you let us know that we can help advertise your
Okay, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a problem, and we can always promote that stuff on the University of Magicus, our social media pages as well. Because we have that. I don't know if you go to the page on Facebook. We're always posting stuff on the Facebook page.
Oh yeah, I have.
Of course, cool.
I'm always following you.
All right. Anything else you want to promote? We're coming down towards the end of this session.
It was awesome, and it was great to actually come on the show and meet and talk and do the interview with you. This was amazing opportunity. Thank you.
Absolutely. I'm glad I got a chance to get you on. So, yeah, hit us up. Hopefully, I'll see you at the Vegas Vampire Ball, if not before, for whatever event coming up. And hopefully, I will see you in the classes.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Have a blessed evening, everyone. Have a blessed evening, Stefan.
Thank you, Lisa. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
So that's Lisa. Psychic medium, talking about some of the abilities she has. Yeah, it's really interesting that when we're talking about the connection between the families of people who are psychic, you see that lineage kind of happening, and that's great. Because it's really sad to hear those stories about people who have the abilities and they're trying to share it with their families and they get no response or they get shut down. And I get it. It's if you're not part of that world, it can be kind of scary, I guess, so to speak. Well, maybe not so scary, but kind of on edge, because I get it. Young couples are worried about life and life's happening. Then you get your kid starts talking about their imaginary friend who has a boo-boo on his head and wants to know if they can get a Band-Aid or something. Yeah, I get it. But do understand there could be something happening, and it could be not just a scary thing. It could be a beautiful thing too. And I've seen parents who have gone through this start to try to understand what is happening with their children or anybody. Could be a relative, could be any age, doesn't matter. But I've seen them put in the effort and they learn and they become stronger. And sometimes even when they're working with their children or whoever, their energy and their connection awakens. I've seen it time and time again, and I think it's a beautiful thing that we all share in this wonderful world that we live in. So many great things are happening. We just have to sometimes sit down and quiet ourselves and just listen to what the world's really trying to tell us. And that way, if we get that information, we can share it with others. So, with that being said, this is my darkest hour. I have been your host, Stefan Brigati, and I want to give a shout out to Lisa Landziak for joining us and talking about her experiences being a psychic medium. And of course, I want to give a shout out to my co-host, Abby, who has I don't know if you've been lighting that up or not, trying to be part of the conversation. I always set her up with the periscope so she can light it up, because I can't light it up. I can't even make it do anything. Only she can do that, huh? When she wants to. But anyway, that's gonna be this. That's gonna be it for this edition of My Darkest Hour. Make sure you go follow us at the University of Magicus, and if you have not signed up, please join us on Paraflix. You know, we started this and things are going great. A lot of new things are happening out there. So join us. And we will see you next time right here on My Darkest Hour.